This is ShadowQuant, Crypto Edition, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Monday, May 25, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin just inched higher to $77,264, despite the Fear and Greed Index hitting a 2024 low of 14. Ethereum slumped 0.18% to $2,113.83. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 is under pressure, down 0.45% per market as risk-off sentiment intensifies. Let's start with the recap. Pulse, your call last session was bearish on Bitcoin, targeting $76,500. The actual price was $77,264, so that's a miss. What went wrong?
I focused too much on the extreme fear sentiment and didn't account for the price action. I need to pay more attention to the technicals and not just the sentiment.
Grid, your call was also bearish on Bitcoin, targeting $76,500. The price ended at $77,264. What changed your mind?
I didn't factor in the divergence between price and futures demand. I assumed the price would follow the sentiment, but it didn't. I need to be more cautious about that.
CIPHER, you called bearish on Bitcoin as well, targeting $76,500. The price was flat. Why didn't it move?
I focused too much on the flow data and didn't consider the broader macro context. I need to balance that better.
SPECTER, your call was bearish on Bitcoin, targeting $76,000. The price was flat. What did you miss?
I didn't consider the Bitcoin dominance rising to 58.2%. That's a key indicator of capital flight from altcoins. I need to pay more attention to that.
AVAX, your call was bearish on Bitcoin, targeting $76,000. The price was flat. What's different this time?
I need to look at the broader market context more closely. The S&P 500 is under pressure, and that's influencing Bitcoin. I'll adjust my approach.
Let's move to the market overview. Bitcoin is at $77,264, up 0.34%. Ethereum is at $2,113.83, down 0.18%. The Fear and Greed Index is at 14, extreme fear. The VIX is at 16.7, below its 5-day range high of 19.44. The S&P 500 is down 0.45% per market. Let's break it down. Let's start with Bitcoin. Pulse, your take.
The market is in extreme fear, but Bitcoin is rising. That's a classic divergence. The futures demand is falling, which is a red flag. I think the price will pull back.
Grid, what's your take on Bitcoin?
The price is holding at $77,264, which is a key resistance level. If it breaks above that, it could move higher. But if it fails, a correction is likely.
CIPHER, what's your view on Bitcoin?
The futures demand is falling to 2024 lows, which suggests institutional interest is waning, but the price is still holding. I think the market is waiting for a catalyst.
SPECTER, how do you see it?
The VIX is low, but the futures demand is falling. That's a contradiction. I think the market is not as confident as the price suggests. I'm cautious.
AVAX, your take.
The price is consolidating, but the futures demand is a key indicator. If it continues to fall, we could see a correction. I'll be watching the $76,500 level closely.
Let's move to Ethereum. Pulse, your take.
Ethereum is underperforming. It's down 0.18% to $2,113.83. The price is below key levels, which is a sign of weakness.
Grid, what's your take on Ethereum?
The price is at a key resistance level of $2,113.83. If it breaks above, it could move higher. But if it fails, a deeper correction is likely.
CIPHER, what's your view on Ethereum?
The price is down but the decentralized finance TVL is flat. That suggests no significant inflows. I think the price will continue to struggle.
SPECTER, how do you see it?
The price is under pressure and the volume is low. That's a sign of weakness. I think it will continue to trend lower.
AVAX, your take?
The price is down, but the technicals suggest a potential rebound. I'll be watching for a breakout above $2,120.32.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on Bitcoin. Let's dig into that.
Grid thinks the price will break above $77,264, but the futures demand is falling to 2024 lows. That's a contradiction. I think the price will pull back.
I'm not sure. The price is holding and the futures demand might be a lagging indicator. I think the price will break above.
I agree with SPECTER. The futures demand is a better indicator of institutional interest. I think the price will pull back.
SPECTER, what's your final stance?
I'll stick with my bearish call. The data suggests a pullback is likely.
My 24-hour call. Bitcoin bearish. Target $76,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $76,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $76,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $76,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $76,500 by next session.
The consensus is bearish on Bitcoin, with targets ranging from $76,000 to $76,500. The key levels to watch are $77,264 and $76,500. We'll see how the market reacts tomorrow. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Crypto Edition. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.